welcome to Body Sculptors. It took a while to get the second video up because it was the holidays, so you gotta pardon me for a minute, but we will be coming out with more and more videos as the weeks come. So today, this is the video where I promised that we would give a tour of the gym and why I picked certain pieces of equipment and what makes Body Sculptors different from the everyday commercial gym and also from a lot of smaller gyms, like what separates us. So right now in this room where I'm standing in is the group fitness room. One piece that you see right next to me, which was a very important piece, is the Vertimax. This machine, this device right here is crucial for me when I'm doing sports performance training and also when I have people that have certain injuries, like maybe have just had their hip replaced, have knee issues. Also when I'm doing analysis on runners, anything like that. Like this is crucial for my my evaluations on all clients, especially people that have knee issues. This allows me to tie them down, use harnesses on them, and try to correct their squats, correct their running, correct their walking, correct everything. So this is one crucial piece. The other piece, the other thing is right now we're standing in my group fitness room. The group fitness room has a ton of things. All around the room, as you see, is going to be TRX cables and resistant bands. I'm very, 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 very big and a huge believer in TRX, especially for our group fitness classes. It actually helps with correcting squats, allows people to use their own body weight in order to get fit, especially for like the novice. It's very crucial. I don't know that many commercial gyms that use TRX, but I'm a big believer in TRX. So in my gym, you will see a room like this. We have about 14 TRXs on the walls, and also I have a number of TRXs throughout the gym. In the room, we have tons of kettlebells, athletic sticks, hurdles, tons of different things. So that's one big crucial part of this room, and then let me show you around to the other pieces. So one big thing about Body Sculptors is the name Body Sculptors and its isolation, movement, and progression. That's basically how the law I live by when it comes to training. But when I was looking into opening a gym, I was also looking for equipment that would live by those words. So basically I was big into machines that were into isolation, like that didn't just have one bar to do a chest or one bar to do shoulders, one bar to do biceps. I wanted something that would separate the arm and do true isolation, like one leg at a time, one arm at a time, hitting the right side of the chest, the left side of the chest. So that was a big deal for me. So I'm gonna show you around to a couple of pieces that was very, very important for me to get. Very hard to get, but very important for me to get. So we'll jump over to the main room and let me show you. So as soon as you walk into Body Sculptors, you'll see two machines made by Pro Maxima. Now, one's a bicep and one's a tricep machine. And as you see, these are different from the standard bicep and tricep machines, where these are true isolation machines. So each one has its own individual weight stack, and you work on each individual arm. That's a big deal if you want to create balance and symmetry. So that was something very crucial for me to find, where this one has biceps, this is triceps. Now, they're not the easiest machines to use. As you see, with the tricep machine, per one arm, the max of the stack goes up to this 300 pounds, which is kind of crazy unless you have Ronnie Coleman coming into your gym. Then for the bicep, the stack, the max weight on the bicep is 180 pounds. That's per arm. Per arm, it's crazy. So, but if you were looking to really, create symmetry and actually balance out your body and have your biceps really isolated, these are the machines to work on. Now we'll walk over to the Farmer's Walk treadmill, and I'm gonna show you what's so great about that. Now this this is a key piece that I was looking for when I went to purchase, where I wanted to open my gym. This was the one device that I was always looking to have. I've seen in a number of videos for different fitness influencers, you know, like Ulysses Jr., Cindy Panda, and a lot of places in the UK and over in Europe had these. So it was big for me to try to find out where I could get one and, you know, bring it here. So this is a Farmer's Walk treadmill. As you see, it's on not a crazy incline, but the great thing about it is it's self-propelled. So what you can do is load up to 100 pounds on each arm. What I'm gonna do is load 10, as you see here. I'm gonna use 10-pound bumper plates. And you just load it on the arm. And like I said, with it being self-propelled, you can move at your own pace. So you step on here, and as you see, there's a harness. What the harness does is to stop you from falling forward because it is self-propelled. So you can lean on this, and then what you do is you pick up the arms, and then you start walking. Like I said, you can add up to 100 pounds per arm. A lot of the members in the gym hate it, but they love it because they know, like, when they use this, they get a crazy workout. But the other thing too is that they know that this machine doesn't give any love. Behind the Farmer's Walk treadmill, as you'll see, I'm standing on some turf. And in this turf area, you'll see a couple of cool things. You'll see a sled, you'll see some battle ropes, you'll also see the tire. This was a big deal for me to get also. The tire, 180-pound tire that you can add up to another 100 pounds to it, and it flips back and forth. Now, based on the size, you know, certain gyms have 10, 20, 30,000 square feet. I'm a small gym. My footprint's only about 9,000 square feet, so I can't have like a 100-pound tire just laying around. So what this does is it eliminates the need for a ton of space, and it just flips back and forth on a frame, which is awesome. So a lot of people love it also. Now we'll just walk around to a couple of other items that we have that are key to the gym. One key point with Body Sculptors that I'm very excited about is, besides having the normal incline and flat bench, I'm big into having isolated benches. So there's a couple of different brands out there that, you know, make reloaded isolated benches, but I was a big fan of kind of like the older school equipment. Different brands like Flight, Body Masters, you know, iCar, and these are like, you know, staple brands. So one of the best benches that I wanted was this Flight incline. So let me show you. That's a very good one. Right here, this is the Flight incline fly. Great machine. It has humbled a lot of people. So with this bench, the differences between this and a lot of reloaded benches that these isolated benches actually go straight up. Where with the Flight bench, it's a fly. Let me show you. The key thing about the Flight bench is that it actually like curves over. It doesn't just push straight up. And you'll see with the movement of the handles. When you come up, you can actually hold it two different ways. You can hold it more at a narrow, or you can go wide. I'm gonna show you wide. So when you come up, as you see, when you're pushing and you're doing your reps, the weights fly on an angle. It's not going straight up. It's like a true fly. The great thing about this bench is that when you're doing your exercises, you actually feel it on the side of your chest. It will help with the width of getting your chest a lot wider. It's a great bench. Actually, one of my favorites. It's probably one of the favorite pieces inside the gym. So this was key for me to get. I've seen a lot of, like I said, I've seen the different brands from like Arsenal and those people, but I was a big fan of the Flight always, and finding this bench was kind of hard to find, but I was able to, so I was thrilled. The next thing is, even though I have an incline, the big deal was also for me to get a flat fly. So what I did is flat fly. The cool thing about this flat fly besides being able to do a neutral and wide grip, is that you can actually adjust it to see how deep you want to go. So if you look here, these arms actually adjust. So you can actually pull this out and have it drop really low, so you can get a crazy stretch, or you just bring it up a little bit higher. So it all depends on the person. A lot of people that are a lot bigger, that can't really stretch that far, will actually bring this adjusted bar up higher. But the versatility of it's a big deal for me. And like when I said, based off of the title, Body Sculptors, Isolation, Movement, and Progression, the isolation is a big deal. And as you see, when you're doing your chest on the incline or you're doing your chest on the flat, you're totally isolating each side. So great thing. Good. Now that I just showed you the incline fly with the isolated sides and the flat, I'm gonna show you the shoulder area. Now, besides doing shoulders with regular dumbbell shrugs, dumbbell press, Arnold dumbbell press, you know, things like that, bent over flies, I'm gonna show you some of the cool like shoulder machines I have. This right here is a hammer shrug machine. A lot of people haven't really seen this machine before, but after doing all the research that I wanted on shrugs, I wasn't a big fan of the standard shrug machines that you see in like commercial gyms, where you'll see those hammer shrugs, and when you have to pick up the shrug bar, it's wide, and you're basically shrugging on an angle. I wasn't a big fan of those, and like I said, I'm big into isolating each side. So this hammer strength shrug machine was made a long time ago, but they don't actually make it anymore, which is crazy because every time someone sees it, they're like, wow, this is great. So with this shrug, you can actually isolate like you're doing dumbbells. You can pick it up and shrug each side. The great thing about that is that it also mimics like just shrugging dumbbells, but with the way that it leverages up, it makes it really smooth. You can put your larger weights here, like your 45s, or you can put your smaller weights here from up to 25 in the front. Now, the other thing besides doing shrug on this, which is cool about this machine, let me show you. You could also do upper raises. So you can also do an upper raise, or you can do a front shrug. So that was by holding it on the side. Here, you can just shrug forward, or, let me put the other weight on, or you can do upper raises. The cool thing about that is that you're not depending on one side. Like a lot of times you have to understand one arm is always going to be stronger than the other. One side is always going to be stronger than the other. This allows you to create balance and symmetry. And this is what a great thing about this, what I love. It also allows you to do a number of different things. Do some bent over rows with it. So you can come here, slight bend, and roll this way. Your movement, of course, has to be perfect because while you're bringing that elbow back, you want to feel it right there in your lap. This is a great machine. I remember when I picked it up, I sent the picture to my boy Casey, and he was like, yeah, get it. And honestly, I didn't really know that it was this versatile, because you can also do some isolated shoulder presses too, by bringing it up here, loading weight, and just pressing forward. A lot of people do this with a landmine and a barbell, but you can also do it on here. It's a lot safer, and your movements are more controlled. All right. Another big thing that I wanted when it came to having isolated pieces was an isolated leg press. Now, the one cool thing about this, you'll see a couple of these where Hammer Strength makes one where it's plate loaded. Well, this one is from Pro Maxima, just like the isolated arm machines that I showed you earlier. This has a weight stack that goes up to 300 pounds per leg. Now, the cool thing about that is, since my gym, again, is limited in space, you know, you really don't have all that extra room to have plate swinging up high. So the cool thing about this is it's plate loaded. All you do is selectorize it and then you go up. Let me show you. Adjust the seat. Select your weight. Put your leg up. And press. And like I said, true isolation. One leg at a time. Now, a lot of times you'll see in gyms, a lot of people will do isolated leg presses on the incline. A lot of times that's really uncomfortable because you're putting a lot of pressure on the front of the knee. The cool thing about this is this eliminates that feeling. Definitely something that is very, very important. All right, a couple of cool things that I have are, and probably my favorite piece, my vertical leg press that I had made. The up and down leg press, I mean, if you want to get your legs big, if you really want to feel that, like you really had a good leg workout, the up and down press is bomb. So I love it. Cool thing about this press, you know, I actually had the plate set up so that you find places where to put your feet. A lot of times on leg presses, they don't really have guides or lines on there. On here, I actually had them done like spaces so that you know where to put your feet, or especially if you're trying to do a narrow stance or a wide stance. Even when I have clients that are novice and I tell them, or I give them their notes to tell them like exactly where I want their feet to be, this allows them to guide it, and I'll show you. So on here, just slide yourself down, put your feet out, and press. And that's it. Like I said, great machine. One of my favorites. Destroys the legs. Definitely a must when I was looking to open my gym. Probably one of the first pieces that I wanted was, besides like the standard, was a vertical leg press. Like, definitely needed one of those. And actually, besides that, a belt squat was a big deal too, because as versatile as the belt squat is, a lot of people have these ideas that it's just for legs. I use the belt squat for a lot of different things. You can do, which is right here. The cool thing about the belt squat is that you can work on biceps with it. You can do bent over rows with it. Besides doing regular squats, you can work on your hamstrings by doing stiff leg deadlifts. This thing does everything. It's so versatile. So I think that any gym would find this to be a necessity, because it allows you to do so many different things that I don't think that my gym would be as good without that. Another cool thing that we just got. So this is the hip thrust machine. The cool thing about the hip thrust machine, these actually came out probably like last summer. I actually had this one made and sent over. This one is pretty cool because it actually gives really cool bicep. And as you see here, we have like a little stepper. The thing about the stepper is this is for people that are a little shorter. So we have a lot of complaints from some of the females that they don't make machines for short people. Well, I have something for that. But what you do when it comes to the hip thrust is you actually load your weights to the side. So as a demonstration, you put your weights on here, and then what you do is just you strap yourself in. Now, these adjust depending on the person's girth or being body mass. So what you can do, you come here, slide down, lay yourself in, put yourself in, and also you want to drive off your heels. You never want to go with the front of your feet, because if you do, you're going to be hitting your quads. You actually want to hit your hamstring, your glutes. So you come here and you drive off your heels. Like I said, what this does is it truly isolates the hamstrings and it truly isolates the glutes. Great machine. Not as easy to use though. I can tell you when I first got this machine, and I used it with no weight, it really hit me hard. I felt it for like a couple of days. Showed me that as much hamstring and glute work that I do, it still wasn't enough. So, let me show you a couple other things. Now, besides the standard leg press, hack squat, which was a big deal, I wanted to get an old school hack squat, so that had like a adjusting pedal. This is like the leverage lat pull down. This is a great back machine. Definitely something I was looking for. The reason why I love this so much is I remember watching a lot of videos of Phil Heath, and I remember him saying like, this is one of his favorite back machines. And I would see him doing reverse lat pull downs on it, you know, face forward. He was doing so much underhanded, and he was just, it was just a great machine. So I definitely wanted it. It's actually one of the most popular pieces in the gym. Everyone loves using it. And it was something that I looked for a while. And when I say I looked for a while, like it took me around 2 years to find a lot of these pieces because I specifically wanted them. It wasn't as simple as just going to a store and saying, I want this, I want that. You know, I wanted stuff that was from different brands because I really, really wanted those specific pieces. So finding things used or secondhand is as easy as it is to find them used everywhere. It's hard to find a specific item, especially if you're looking for a specific item that's a specific brand to do the things that you want. So that's why it took me so long to find specific machines. Let me show you the rest of the stuff. All right, besides regular leg machines, leg extension, leg curl, one of my key machines is this right here, which is called the Sculptors Hyperextender. Great machine to do glutes and hamstrings. It just does everything. As you see, I have a lot of leg and glute stuff in my gym. I'm big into legs. I love leg day. There's probably a tie between that and back day. But this machine right here I had redone. The front lever actually moves up and down. This actually, like they say, selectorized. This moves back and forth so you adjust depending on the height of the person. This adjusts also. Like I said, it has a foot pedal. You can actually do 2 feet at a time or 1 leg at a time. So definitely one of my favorite and a staple to this gym. Also, besides having a regular sissy squat right here, definitely every gym should have a sissy squat. It kills it if you're trying to do leg day. If you want to do isolated holding a plate or without a plate, this will actually get the legs burning. And what gym would be anything without deadlift platforms? As you see, I have 2 of them. And I actually made these myself. It wasn't easy, but I just looked onto YouTube and figured out how to make my own deadlift platforms. They're very sturdy, great mats, you know, stained the wood myself. And we only use bumper plates when it comes to the deadlift platforms. No metal weights because I don't want them damaged, even though they are very rugged. You know, you want to keep them for a long time, and also because I'm a big proponent of making sure all my members have the equipment that work for them. I don't want to have to replace deadlift platforms on the front all the time. It's just not fair to the members that love using it. And besides regular things like that, you have power squat machine, so you can do front and rear squats. Again, front squats are a big issue for me, especially when you're putting the bar and you're laying it on your arms. So I wanted a machine that you can actually do front squats on. As you see, there's certain other gyms or certain power squat machines where they don't have the front padding. This piece from Body Masters does have the front padding, so it allows for the versatility of being able to do front and rear squats, and also good mornings on here to work on the hamstrings. So this was a great addition to the gym. One crucial piece that a gym definitely should have is power racks. I actually have 2 power racks. You definitely want to use those for, besides squatting, curling, even though people don't want you curling in the squat rack, rack pulls, and shrugs, barbell shrugs. So I have 2 of them, 2 8-foot power racks. But the key thing with the power racks is bars. So you gotta have some really good bars. I actually have some really cool bars besides the standard hacks. Some gyms may not have. You have a bow bar. which is pretty cool. The bow bar is great for people that want to squat but don't like the way that the bar feels in their neck. So as you see, it has a nice curve. Looks like it's bent, but it's an amazing bar. Great for squatting. I use it a lot. You have multi-grip bars for curling, chest press. You also have, you know, safety squat bars, fat bars for curling. So they're great. So now, besides this, let me show you about some other cool things that I have in the other room that are really crucial to the gym. Now, like I said, back day is like one of my favorite days. I love doing back. I love doing legs. I don't know which one I love doing more, but I love them. So one big thing that I wanted was these grips called mag grips. And let me show you. Besides regular row and lat pull down seated row, as you see here, these are the mag grips. The mag grips have an extra wide. You have 3 mids and 3 close grips. They actually do a pronate, a supinate, and a neutral. So pronate meaning turns in, neutral, regular, and supinate. I love them. You may see some gyms, smaller gyms that may have the wide and the close, or the wide and the mid. They may have 3. I actually own all 7. I thought it's crucial for me to have all of them because they hit the back in so many different ways. Just a big fan of them. I love them so much. I think it's crucial for gyms to actually have them, or to try to get things that you feel like will better your members' experience. So the mags are a must here. Everyone loves them. Definitely a favorite piece in the gym. And then on this aisle here, if you turn around, I have some glute and leg machines. This right here is a butt blaster. The butt blaster I got from old bodybuilder from the 80s, female bodybuilder, and I left it the way that she had it all, you know, scratched up and inches. I just like the way that it looked. This is an old machine that's not made anymore. It's made by a company called Leg Tech. Great machine. I know a couple of gyms that may have one, and it kills the glutes and hamstrings. I mean, it really kills the glutes and hamstrings. So definitely a favorite piece of the gym. It's like a love-hate relationship, but definitely needed. And then behind it, I have a donkey calf raise. The reason why I don't have a standard standing calf raise is because I don't really like them. And the reason why is I feel that the standard calf raise, it puts too much load on your shoulders. And what I mean by that is when people do standing calf raises, all that weight's bearing down on your shoulders and you're going up and down. And besides trying to work on the calves and isolating them, you're feeling a press down here. And I wanted to remove that feeling to my members, because some people have lower back issues, some people have shoulder issues, so they can't do calf raises or even heavy. Like, they may have strong calves, but they can never really try to push them to the limits because they have lower back issues. So the donkey allows you to put the weight on your tail, which is great. You can actually just come here, come up, rub your hands here, and dip your calves and stretch. Come down. And for people that have lower back issues or have problems with the sciatic nerve or shoulder issues, it totally eliminates having that fear. Again, great machine. You're not really going to find in kind of like commercial gyms, but a lot of like cool old school gyms, you will definitely see them. Definitely something I've wanted for a long time, and I'm glad I got it. Now, one more piece in the gym that a lot of gyms, you may say, don't do it. As you see here, I have an assisted pull-up machine. In some gyms, a lot of females, they have a tendency to stand on the machine and step down because they feel like it works well on their glutes and hamstrings. One cool thing is I definitely wanted to do that, but I found an old school assisted pull-up where I would look at videos of trainers in Brazil, and there's this gym in Brazil where this trainer, she had one, and I was like, wow, where did you get that old school assisted pull-up from in order to do that exercise? That'd be great for my female clients, or even my male clients that work on glutes and hamstrings. She told me the name, but I didn't think I would really find it. But when you give somebody 2 years, they may be able to find certain things, and I actually did. So, as you see, This was an assisted pull-up. I had the arms, I removed the handles. I gave it a nice fresh coat of paint. And as you see the sign, it says this machine is for legs only. The cool thing about this is that this allows you to put your foot on the platform as on an angle. And let me show you. So at a lot of gyms, you'll see females come and they'll step straight down like this. But a lot of times when you're doing that, you're putting a lot of emphasis on your quad. You really want to do this to isolate the glutes and hamstrings. So by doing that, you need to have one that actually has a nice cliff like this. And then you spike it down with your heel. Rock the knee up and go down with the heel. You feel it on your glutes and hamstrings more, and you're taking the pressure away from your quad. When I had this, and when a lot of females come into the gym and they see this, they're all like, oh my God, I wish other gyms had that. And I'm like, yeah, I know. When I worked at a gym, I would always scream at the female members, like, don't step on there, don't do that, because they would break the machine. Now I actually have one that just does that and does assisted pull-up. So that's a lot of the cool things in the gym that I have. Now I do have more equipment coming, but as you see, I'm a little like cramped with space. So I have a cool surprise, and let me show you. But as you see, I have more space. I'm a big fan of Dana Lynn Bailey and Warhouse Gym, and they had a dope basement that had some crazy stuff in it. So this is gonna be my little space. I have flooring, I have a ton more equipment, and I did a nice cleaning job. So we're gonna leave it kind of raw. We're gonna let people write on the walls. We're gonna bring our deadlift platforms down here. We're gonna have some competition squat racks, competition benches, couple of cool more things that I have coming that we're gonna have down here for people that just really wanna just lift, another sled, more ropes, and more TRX cables hanging from here. And we're just gonna leave it like raw. So it's gonna just be a little different environment from the upstairs to the downstairs. And I'm really, really excited about that. Hopefully I can have this done within the next month or so. You know, just bringing the machines down and that's really it. So this kind of eliminates that space issue that I spoke about before, but it's kind of like the evolution of body sculptors. I never really thought like I would be looking to add more room. But again, it's the want and needs of the gym and my members, and I'm excited about it. So one key thing about the gym, which I wanted, was I wanted people to have an opportunity to know how their progress is going. And a lot of people want instant gratification. So it's like that person that wakes up every morning after working out and they weigh themselves. When you weigh yourself, the scale doesn't give you all the information you need. There's a lot of different things, like you may be gaining water, you know, so the weight that you gain may be water, but your BMI may have changed. You don't know this, and by doing it on a regular scale like this, you're not gonna get that information. So it was key for me to give my members an opportunity to scan themselves. So we have a body scanner. It's a body analyzer. It gives you everything from body fat, water levels, BMI, ambient salt levels, the amount of muscle you have, stress level from waist to hip ratio, a lot of cool things. Every member of my gym gets a free scan once every month. You know, they'll work out, do their thing. After that, in a month, they can scan and see if they made any progress. If they haven't made any progress, they can make changes. If they have questions or they want to be part of any of the programs that I have in the gym, then they'll let me know. I never pressure any of my members about off the bat of getting training. I don't do that. You know, my goal is to give them an environment to train in. They have questions, I give them questions. But once I give them this and they scan, when they scan and they get their reports every month, it gives them all the information they need. So then the next month, if they're not doing well, they can ask me questions. They may be interested in training. They may be interested in nutritional guidance. So I'll provide those things, but I never pressure them into it. No one has to pay extra to get this done. it's standard with every member of the gym, and this is something that I want to do for everyone so that they can have an idea of what they're doing, if what they're doing is right, if what they're doing is wrong, and if they need guidance on the way. So definitely a key thing for my gym, and all my members love it. All right, so thank you for coming through to Body Sculptors. Again, for me to give you a tour of the gym and what I went through picking certain pieces and the future. I'm really happy that you guys came second time. We're gonna have more videos coming soon, more about specific training in terms of body parts, like glutes and legs and back, and a couple of things that are my favorite and how I train. I'm not saying that I'm an expert, but this is kind of, you know, what I do for a living, and if it could help you, great. We have more gear coming out soon, as you see. Body Sculptors hoodies, sweats, t-shirts. You know, thanks to, you know, my brother Dylan and a couple other people, you know, couldn't do this without them. So look, again, we're gonna have some more videos coming soon, some training videos. If you want to comment on the post or comment on the video to let me know what videos you would like to see going soon. If you have any questions regarding how to open a gym and what I went through, you know, if you didn't see the first video or if you have questions from the first video, let me know. This is the purpose of me doing it, in order to give help and, you know, give you an insight on how I did it. I'm not saying that the way I did it is the perfect way. I'm just saying this is how I did it. And I know other people that have opened up gyms that have done it a different way and it worked for them. So if I can give you a little bit of information from me that can help you on your way, then perfect. You know, so thank you. And more videos coming soon. Go ahead, man. Go. It's a gym, man. That's what it's for. Soundwave Studio, Soundwave Recordings. Ah, God, cut that out. I don't know why I said Soundwave Recordings.